Are you serious, guys? Are you serious? We got an asteroid. Yes, it's coming. It's coming right at us tonight. It's going to scrape by, according to the NASA's near-Earth objects. But I'm telling you, they're getting closer. They're getting more frequent, and we don't know they're coming until it's almost too late. Let me tell you all about that and more. But first, let's put a shout out for www.pastorpaulgold.com. That's www.pastorpaulgold.com. Guys, seriously, take a look at the economy. You look at everything going on. This election cycle is insane. Does anybody, where's the stability? Gold. That's right, gold. It's unstoppable. Matter of fact, NobleGold Investment.com, Noble Gold's phone is ringing off the hook. People realize they want to stabilize, they want to secure, really, their retirement funds. Maybe you want to roll over that 401k or set up a gold or silver IRA. Thing to do. And with gold is a biblical currency, and it's so consistent and just matter of fact, over the last 20 years, gold has went up 81%. It's went up 12% in the last. It's went up 20% in the last 12 months. This is crazy. So what you want to do is go right now to www.pastorpaulgold.com. That's pastorpaulgold.com. Or pick up the phone and call them at 877-646-5347 and tell them Pastor Paul Begley sent you. Here's what Noble Gold will do. They will give you an expert, an American expert, who will stay with you, will be your point of contact right on for as long as you need them to be, to help you get established, securing your retirement funds, protecting them with gold. Gold. Don't forget it. It is a currency the Bible has counted on since the beginning of the creation, really. Unbelievable. All right, guys, so here's what's going on. Let me just tell you this. We have this asteroid that's on its way. Now, quickly, so you'll know, because the sun is getting so volatile, those of you who didn't get a chance to get a ticket to our webinar, Pole Shift, you can still get a ticket. Get the ticket. It's on demand. You can watch every speaker as many times as you want, whichever one you want, in any order you want, and it's good till next year, May 31st of 2025. For a year, you'll be able to watch it, take notes, look at all the graphics. People love this webinar. So go to my website at paulbegleyprophecy.com and go to go over there and find where the events are, the webinars are, click it, get the ticket. You won't regret it. Don't miss it, okay? The presentations were phenomenal. Now, the reason, and it's called Pole Shift. Of course, the webinar is called Pole Shift. Now, we talk in that a lot about the effects of Planet X or Nemesis or Planet Number 9, whatever you want to call this dwarf star, this binary system. It's how it's affecting the sun and affecting our atmosphere, our sun and our solar system and everything around it, the Earth, and how the Earth's poles are shifting, how the Earth is wobbling, just like the Bible said it would. Now, right now, the solar winds are blowing on the sun at 429 kilometers per second, which is above normal, but nothing horrible. We've seen gigantic spikes over 900 kilometers per second back in early May. We had 6 X-class solar flares in the first week of May, and we've had 4 X-class solar flares in the last 6 days here at the end of May and beginning of June. So the sun is absolutely gone insane. And the CMEs it's released, the UV rays, the cosmic rays, the radiation that's permeating us. Now, it's invading us, really. And our magnetosphere is so weakened, and I blame some of that on CERN. But I want you to know that from the Earth's magnetic field received a glancing blow yesterday of some CMEs from one of the explosive solar flares. And we're going to have we're going to get hit more today. This was from the May 31st and June 1st 4 X-class solar flares that were being impacted yesterday and today. This could cause a major earthquake. We're watching that very closely. Also, just an update, Comet 12P Pons Brooks. We've talked about it before, but it sprung a new tail. This is a wild comet. That's seems to be indestructible, but it's crazy. Okay, so we're watching that as close as we can. But let's talk about the asteroid, because the asteroid's really concerning. Now, back on May 31st, we had an asteroid that was 33 feet inside, about like a city bus. It just barely missed us on Friday night, May 31st. But now we have another one that's going to even be as close, same distance, closer than the moon is when you look up at the moon. This thing is raging at us at a high velocity. It's 27 feet in diameter, so it's the size of a bus, if you will, maybe a little shorter than a bus, but it's still a big rock. And it's going to scrape past us at 0.9 lunar distance. I got 2 Osprey flying over top of me right here. So hang on a second. I'm here in North Carolina, and some serious military activity goes on, but that's normal. Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on that tonight. It's going to scrape by tonight, but these things keep coming. We don't even know they're on their way until they're within hours of arrival. And the numbers of asteroids now that are going past the Earth and scraping past the Earth is increasing like never before. But we're in that galactical belt. We're in that galactical plane where we're entering into an incredible, massive amount of asteroids and meteors that are coming in our direction, which the Bible said we would have. We would have fire and brimstone that would fall from the heavens. We've even been told that we'd have, in Revelation chapter 8, a deep, deep impact. 2 major impacts that could destroy and will destroy 1/3 of the population of the earth, and 1/3 of the marine life in the sea, and 1/3 of the ships of the sea. We've gotten reports, according to Neil deGrasse, I think his last name's Tyson, Neil deGrasse, who's a famous, really, physicist who has been studying the inbound trajectory of Apophis that's coming on April 13th, 2029. And he's looking at NASA's documentation and their calculations of some of the brightest minds. But he has said this thing is off by 901,000 kilometers. In other words, this thing is going to come in so close. NASA first said there was a 2.7% chance of a deep impact from Apophis in just a little less than 5 years. But then came back and said, no, it's going to scrape by way closer than the moon. I mean, we're talking right closer than the satellites that orbit our Earth. Our satellites are orbiting our Earth right now at about 22,000 miles. NASA says Apophis is going to come within 18,000 miles of the surface of the Earth. And guys, it ain't no little, it ain't a rock the size of a bus. It's a rock the size of 3 football stadiums. This is insane. We've never had a rock this big coming this close in history, as far as modern history. Okay, now the ancients, documentation, the Sumerian texts, some of the emerald tablets, some of the documentation from ancient documentations from Asia, pictographs and on caves, have shown where something comes so close and it created so much chaos and catastrophic events on the Earth. We know that, and many people believe it could have been this asteroid. But here's the thing about this asteroid. It's coming on April 13th, 2029. If it don't hit us, as a matter of fact, there's some calculations now that pi is off. The pi is now off, and that little bit it's off is enough to make a deep impact with Apophis, which the word Apophis is the the Pharaoh's god of chaos, the Egyptian god of chaos, the destroyer even. This thing could hit us. Matter of fact, President Trump was an open letter was sent to him from Harry Lear, who did this calculation. He's a mathematician, maybe one of the smartest guys in the world. I write about this in my book. You really should read it. Revelation 9:11. My book's Revelation 9:11. You can get it at Amazon.com. It's doing extremely well, and I think you should. We cover a variety of subjects. Asteroids, yes, comets, Apophis, we cover in depth. We talk about secret societies. We talk about the green religion of this fake climate change, blaming man for the change. Look, I'm not saying climate's not changing, because the earth is rocking to and fro, and yeah, we're being affected. But is it man? Is it tailpipes and cow farts and stuff like that? Or are we dealing with, or are we dealing with incoming pole shift from this binary system? Well, anyway, back on Apophis, these guys calculated it, and they're very concerned. On April 13th, 2029, we will get hit by this asteroid. But if we don't, let's just say it just barely scrapes by like they originally are saying, we'll see it. It's so big. There's a lot of companion debris with it. They may hit us. Some of this debris might hit us. But one thing's for sure, Apophis, if it don't hit us, it circles back around. And it's exactly 7 years to the day, April 13th, 2036. All bets are off. It looks like a direct hit. So is that the 7-year tribulation? I'm not saying this is a 7-year tribulation, but I'm just saying, wouldn't it be wild if they build the temple in 2029? Wouldn't it be wild if everybody signs on the Abraham Accords in 2029? And then you got that 7-year thing. Is it possible that they know for sure we're going to get hit on April 13, 2036, close to Passover? Would that cause some tribulation or trepidation, or at least some, nervous anticipation for 7 years, knowing it's coming back? I'm not saying this is it. I'm just throwing this out here as a theory. And that's why I'm saying what you should do. If you guys haven't got my book, thank you for all of you who have. The book went #1 4 different times. It went #1 on Amazon. It's doing very well right now. If you haven't got a copy, you should get it. Go to Amazon.com, get Revelation 9:11. We talk about AI technology. We talk about weaponry. We talk about the axis of evil when it relates to China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea. We talk a lot about the 12 secret societies that are trying to rule the world. We talk about the beast kingdom, the Antichrist, and all the things that's coming, the false prophet. I mean, I should have a copy right here in front of me to just give you an idea, but GMO stuff, it's pollution of food, big pharma. Here's what you should do. Get a copy of it, Revelation 9:11, and leave your review. Leave a comment over there. I just seen today that 100 people have already left a review of the book. I really appreciate those. Those reviews are very, very important. And I read every one of them, and I also like to watch I know that this causes the algorithms to keep raising this book back up all the time. So it keeps it higher on the charts. Guys, thank you so much. Now, one more thing to talk about real fast here, and that is Pentecost. Are you serious? Pentecost. Yes. Pentecost, beginning on June 13th. We're going to celebrate the Feast of Pentecost. The Bible told us this is the time to bring our tithe and offerings. We're to give 3 major offerings a year. We're required by the Lord. And if you want to get the blessings of God, follow these 3 major offerings. The first one we've already done, and that was Passover. And so many of you responded And God is already blessing. I just got an email yesterday of somebody who gave their Passover offering. They were trying to get a certain job, and they got the job. And so they were so happy they got the job. And then, so they're God's blessing. That was on their Passover offering request. Another person left a voicemail even. It said that one of their requests was that they would have whole household salvations, and their son got saved, and then next week their daughter got saved, and both their children, and so the whole household got saved. So they're ecstatic because it was on their list of 7 blessings of the Passover. Well, now we're into Pentecost. Now Pentecost means 50, okay, and that's it. It's 50 days from Christ rose from the dead. Now remember, we don't go by the Gregorian calendar, where Easter Sunday by the Romans, but always you follow these feasts by the lunar calendar, which is the Jewish calendar, the Hebrew calendar, the God's calendar. And Christ, of course, we all know, was crucified during the Passover. So 50 days from the Passover is Pentecost, and that's coming up this Sunday, June the 13th. June the 13th. So we're going to be celebrating that. This is a 3-day feast. It's a great time. So you can already start sending in your Pentecost offerings with your prayer requests, because I'm taking all these to the wall in Jerusalem. And when I go, and I hope to go before the year is over, I'm watching the war very closely. Heidi and I have been watching it closely to see when would be the right time for us to make a quick trip out there, maybe, and not take a tour yet. I'm not taking a tour out there till 25, but maybe this is a time for us to take all the prayer requests to the wall. But we're saving all of your prayer requests from the Passover offerings and from this Pentecost offering, so you can send in your offering. Now listen, it's the Pentecost means 50 days from Christ rose from the dead. It's the day that the Holy Ghost fell in the upper room. And it's also, I mean, that's huge. And it's also during the Feast of Pentecost, you bring a beautiful offering. Now, what they did is they brought 7 different fruit of the land in a basket, and they would divide it with leaves in between each layer. So they would have a pomegranate, dates, figs, olives, grapes, barley, and wheat. Those 7. And they would put some in a basket, they'd make a layer. Let's say maybe they made a layer of wheat, then they put leaves, then a layer of barley, and then leaves, and then maybe it was, next would be, could be dates, it could have been pomegranate, it could have been figs, and then they might have topped it off with, olives, whatever. There's 7, okay? And it was called a beautiful offering unto the Lord. And they did this during the Feast of Pentecost. Now, God's not requiring you to gather all of those and do that same scenario, obviously, because we live all over the world. It's different time frames, different harvest is everything. But what God did ask is that we not come empty-handed. Bring a beautiful offering to the Lord. And so you can send in that tithe, that offering. You can send in your Pentecost offering. It has 7 layers of the beautiful blessing, of the beautiful offering. If you have 7 things that you're trusting God for, that you would like to ask God as you're giving your Pentecost offering, do it now. Just don't come empty-handed. God requires us to give according to the blessings we've already received. And so those who have more, give more. Those who have less, give less. Those in the middle, give what that is. Everybody listens to their heart. You'll know what to do. Send that offering in. You can send it by mail with your written down list of 7 things, beautiful things you're looking for, or you can do it right now by going to my website at paulbegleyprophecy.com and leave that Pentecost offering. You can type in that little note, Pentecost offering, and then you can leave your 7 beautiful things that you're trusting God for. The 7 beautiful blessing of God. The 7 things, beautiful, that you're trusting God for. So do that now and get started, because today is already June the 4th. And so we're only 9 days from the Feast of Pentecost. And it's a beautiful time to bring a beautiful offering to a beautiful Lord and receive the beautiful blessings from the Lord. I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. God is blessing his people. So if you didn't get the webinar yet, get that ordered right now. Have that. Make sure you get that done. If you haven't ordered my book, do that. And matter of fact, if you can, if you would, it would be great. A lot of people are doing it. They're ordering 5 copies of it, of my book, Revelation 9:11. They're doing it. And they're keeping 1 for themselves, and they're giving 4 away to 4 people they think it would really change their lives. The feedback we've gotten from people who have read this book is unbelievable. You can read the comments. You can read the reviews if you want to at Amazon. There's 100 people have already left their review. It's right now 100. It has 4. We have a 4.8 star out of 5. 4.8. People love it. And if you've read my book and you want to go right now to Amazon and leave a review, I would love you to do that. That's only helping raise the algorithms at Amazon to keep pushing our book up for people to get it. It is a 2 years work that I did with my co-author, Troy Anderson, to bring you a great, well-researched, extremely well-researched, from not only interviews I've done over the years, but interviews he did over the years, plus the research we did and the biblical prophecies that go along with the events that are going on. This is your moment. So get the book, get your ticket for the webinar if you haven't done that, and everybody give your Pentecost offering. Don't come empty-handed. You've already done Passover, now do Pentecost, and then in the fall, we'll do the Feast of Tabernacles, the blowing of the trumpets. We could do the Rosh Hashanah. A lot of people love to do that. That third feast offering, a lot of people like to give it on, on the blowing of the trumpets, the Feast of the Trumpets, it's known as Rosh Hashanah. You have the Day of Atonement comes in there, and of course the Feast of Tabernacles. The entire feast period is that third special offering of the year. It's time for the second one, Feast of Pentecost. God bless all of you. We love all of you. I'm sitting in the sun here in Carolina, North Carolina. I'll be back with more current world events. Watch out. Duck tonight. There is an asteroid coming. Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? Did Joe Biden? No, I mean, who's on trial? Is it who's on trial now? Who?